Bruins blocking, forcing the Stanford hitters to try to go around her.
Serving error, Spicer, point, Cardinal.
They've had at least 3 this game, and even though they're trying to serve tough, there's a fine line that you ride between missing too many. They've already given Stanford 10% of the points they need to win the game.
Now a 3-point game as you take a look at the hitting errors, uncharacteristic for the top seed Stanford. But again, this is an uncharacteristic day. Sather wins that battle. Point Bruins.
And that's a really hard set for the outside blocker, in that case, Aaron Waller, to get her right hand strong on. She was drifting outside. All the hitter had to do there, all Sather had to do was hit it off her right hand and direct it right out of bounds.
Allie Daly with the serve, and they're going to put it away. There's some of that firepower we see for the Cardinal.
Well, Barboza sees the block so well. Watch here, there are 3 blockers up for UCLA, but she finds the one hole in that block and puts it down on a play that was really kind of a broken play. She was one of the few options left off a bad pass.
Sather. Sather has been basically the workhorse for UCLA at this regional in Stanford. Yesterday had a great game against Oregon. Today picking it up. 13 kills yesterday.
And last weekend in Clemson in both their matches, leading the Bruins in kills.
Battle at the net. That one goes to the Cardinals.
I can't tell you how many times I've seen Bryn Kehoe win the joust at the net against players who are bigger, thought to be stronger. She's got such a solid core. She never loses those. It's amazing. People got to give up even trying to beat her and keep it on their side of the net.
Kleiman with the serve. And you really can't stop the momentum now from UCLA. We saw this again happen in yesterday's semifinal against Oregon. When they get on a roll, you can see the confidence that they talk about continue to build.
They've only taken 1 game this season off Stanford. They would love to take this first one tonight. Wow.
Kleinman.
And the Bruins might have gotten a block that time, but Dicey McGraw was not able to get in there. Watch, there are only going to be 2 blockers. Oh, that was just after the play, but there were only 2 blockers up for UCLA. That 3rd blocker, McGraw, wasn't able to get in there. Kleiman with the put away.
Faruka Akinradowo. Johnson. Lickman tries to keep it in. Kleinman keeps it alive. Oh! Spicer.
Well, I already talked about it. Remember, long rallies, broken plays. Spicer loves to do that. So Gerard has to do, watch. Gerard's hands are down at her waist. She has to keep them above her head. That comes down at such a steep trajectory. All she has to do is hold her hands up. She'll slow her down.
Again, the Bruins with the blocking. Dicey McGraw in there, Johnson in there.
You're right, really good read by the Bruins. Look at that, 2 players on that fast of a play, slowing Gerard down. And it started with McGraw setting up a solid block on the outside. In fact, talking to Coach Kim J today, she was saying, look, Dicey, you have these 2 things at the end of your arms. They're called hands. You can control them. And so they're working on her getting those strong hands out there. Does a nice job that time slowing Gerard down.
What a storied rivalry between these 2 programs in the Pac-10, but also for national championships. The first meeting in 1984. This one goes to the Bruins.
It does, with all-time Bruin great there, Liz Mazikayan putting the last ball down away on the Bruins home court in Pauley Pavilion.
The 90s seem to go to the Cardinal. This 1992.
This is Stanford's first ever championship. They were so close for so many years. Really relieved to finally get to the winner's circle.
And then fast forward just a couple of years, and the Cardinal are back on the mat yet again in 1994.
And then after that, they went on to win in 96, 97, 01, 04. Really, the cream of the crop is the Stanford Cardinal women's volleyball program.
And the most titles all time, that honor goes to Stanford. And there will be a new national champion this year because Nebraska upset Stanford. Love to add to that number.
Nebraska obviously very hopeful that they could try to go for a fourth this year, but upset today by Cal. Cal's team has really been hot. 3-0 win for Cal. Amazing play.
McGraw. Barbosa. And there's the Barbosa we saw last night, the firepower, the big arm swing to put it away.
Well, she's tough to play because that time, one of her favorite shots, watch, it goes deep into that corner. But if you play for that deep corner shot, then she can also hit it sharper, and it's really a 1-2 punch. Plus, she has a great line shot.
Had 10 kills against Cal Poly. She's an all-region for the Stanford Cardinal, but the Bruins aren't going away. We're at Maples Pavilion for the Stanford Regional Final between UCLA and top seed Stanford. Tracy Warren along with Karch Karai. And on what seems to be upset Saturday, the Bruins leading Stanford 25-20 and have been for most of game one.
There's a beautiful play here. Watch Spicer in the middle of this rally, or we'll get to see it maybe next time. She takes a wonderful look at the defense and sees exactly where the weak blocker is, or the shortest blocker, and then puts it right out there for the kill.
Barbosa. You gotta think they've got to get her going if the Cardinal are going to work their way back into game one.
And we saw her hit more toward the corner a couple of plays ago. She's just got a wicked arm swing. There's so much heat on that ball. It's tough to control. In
the win against Cal earlier this season, she picked up her 17th double-double, did Barbosa. That is climbing, and that is the Cardinal.
And the better setters in college volleyball, when the ball comes to them on defense, that's what Bryn Kehoe does this play. She digs it to the middle of the court where her libero can step in, Ailes, and come up with a great set for the transition put away.
Do you get the sense, Karch, that UCLA is a little bit more energized today than they were yesterday? Granted, they played a great game and great match yesterday, but every point they're hanging on today.
They have been playing, it starts with their serving and their hustle on defense, like this play.
Waller. Too much for Machado, too much for Fine.
Yeah, they're both a little upset at themselves not coming up with this ball. They both had a shot at it. Machado just missing it with her right hand.
Interesting in today's hit-around. The first 20 minutes were spent on digging. They anticipated the firepower of Stanford.
And look, here they are, just 2 points away from winning game one, getting off to the start that the Bruins wanted.
Allie Daly, the junior. Akinradowo just seemed to miss that. Daly. McGraw. Akinradowo.
She has such a fast arm swing. It's like her hand is there and then it's right back down again. You never even really see her pull it back. And it comes, that ball comes at you so hard. 15 kills last night, raising her average up to 504.
Erin Waller with the service error. And we are at game point for the Bruins.
Well, it's been a day of upsets. And this first game, the Bruins outplaying the Cardinal.
Jessica Fine, the junior, with the serve. Oh, nice dump by Kehoe.
Stanford has, as you mentioned before, yet to lose a single game in this tournament. This would certainly give the Cardinals something to think about if they end up losing this. But Kleinen is a stronger server. She ran off many points last night.
Net, ball, point the Cardinal. So they are hanging in there. And there's Spicer asking the referee what the problem was.
The referee is calling that she is in the back row, but by reaching and touching the ball above the net when some part of the ball was across the net, she's considered an attacker. And you are not allowed to attack. If you're in the back row, you can't attack from inside the 10-foot line.
Again, game point for the Bruins. Kleiman with the serve for the Cardinal. McGraw trying to set up Akinradawo, and they do. Wow! Timeout, UCLA. She has a cannon for an arm.
Yes, she does, and it doesn't take her long to get that arm in position. Watch here, it's not a big loopy arm swing. She gets it up and gets it down, and there's almost no time for Fine to react. In fact, all she could do to keep her head from getting knocked off there, getting her hands up just in time.
Akinradawo has hit above 500 in every NCAA match so far this year. College basketball continues on ESPNU tomorrow night as the 21st ranked Villanova Wildcats, led by Scotty Reynolds, take on the Temple Owls. College basketball on ESPNU tomorrow at 7 Eastern. It's a Big Five showdown in Philadelphia.
Well, it was at least twice last night that Kleinman went on long serving stretches against Cal Poly. She rested all week long, she and Barboza. She didn't take any hard swings, and you could see it. She had a lot of pop on her serve last night, has it again tonight. This is an important play for the Bruins to try to get a good pass. They have the opportunity, a third game point here.
Alex Kleiman with the serve. Trying to set up Johnson. No, they go to Sather. Barbosa. McGraw. Back row attack by Kleiman. Akinradawo. Johnson. Sather. Point Stanford.
That was huge. UCLA again trying to win the long rally, but Stanford pulls off the block. That set was a little too close for Sather. Had no room to go there. And I was impressed because Alex Kleiman comes up with a big serve, a dig, a hit that almost goes down, a nice free ball pass. She showed almost all of her skills off in one single play, but it finishes with a Barbosa block. That actually is a pretty easy block to make because the ball was so close to the net. Sather didn't have much room to try to negotiate around the block there.
Stanford, 3 freshmen this year, including Pac-10 Player of the Year, Alex Kleiman. They do a nice job of recruiting at the farm.
You're not kidding. NCAA Freshman of the Year. You see that list. In fact, they've had the Pac-10 Freshman of the Year 5 out of the last 7 years. Coach Dunning talked about it. It helps him avoid going through any down cycles.
And remember, Alex Kleiman, who else she was considering? UCLA. Game point, remember, in volleyball, you have to win by 2. It is game point for the Bruins. Alex Kleiman will continue to serve for the Cardinal.
The Bruin coaches might have called for Johnson to go for a back set. Remember, she's really strong on that right sideline. We'll see if she goes there this time. Nope.
Sather. And this time she gets it done. UCLA gives Stanford their first loss of the NCAA tournament, and it comes with the hard hitting of Caitlin Sather.
And it was a play the Bruins hadn't run before, but they spread the offense out, and that allowed Sather to hit one-on-one. Watch here. Johnson goes way to the left. It leaves one-on-one there. Sather with the easy put away. Game 1 goes to the UCLA Bruins.